Okay, so today we're doing some China work, and today I'm using oxides. Now this is cobalt oxide, although it appears black at the moment, and I'm not done this piece, but it's black on top of a green underglaze. So I just did a light covering green. I'm hoping, I don't know, it's just a theme I'm going with right now, green and blue. But cobalt is very scary. This stuff spreads like a plague. That's why I gotta think. If you touch this, even that small amount of my fingers there, you touch some other things, it spreads and spreads. Now, what's unique about cobalt is, let's see if I have an example here. Cobalt comes out blue, but if you've ever seen, I think I can just show you right now. Cobalt, Chinese pottery. This is how cobalt comes out. Now you'll notice, based on how much you put on, it sort of fades. It's almost like in the world of pottery, it's very similar to a watercolor. So that's what's really unique and beautiful about oxides in general. Now when I mention oxides, there's just a few other ones. There's like red, there's black, you can use chrome, that turns green. What's the other one? Iron oxide, that turns black. Yeah. And all this is just as if you took that metal, crunched it down, dried it up, put some water in it. It's really cool because it's what Chinese pottery, at least, has been doing for a long time. It's very accessible, very accessible. You could make your own to some extent, especially with iron. If you had some rust and you crunched it down, put a bit of water in there, you could paint with that. Yeah, some really nice things you can get out of it. But to me, it's very much an ink. It's scary. You splotch or something, it's very hard to erase, very hard to make that disappear or fix problems. Like this one, I'm trying to be fast on this piece. I want to add arms, but at this point, you can't really cover this up or erase it, especially because I put a coat of green. I think it's going to be fine with the way Chinese style, it plays a lot. It's very playful. That's why I like doing this stuff. Look at all these rounded edges, almost random. Not quite random, but eloquent. And I really like to see these shades. In fact, this transfer here that I have, this is like a sticker, essentially, that I can put on the clay. Oh, its base color is cobalt. So, yeah, it's really fun to work with, and I'll show you the matching vase that this will go with. It's still a work in progress, and it's taking me quite a long time. It's something I've been kind of ignoring the past week or two. I have to be very delicate when I handle this vase. So this is part of my China series. This took me a long time. I'm going to add some clouds and a few other things, and even in my techniques when dealing with this is still greenware, hasn't been fired yet, very delicate. I'm going to add clouds, of course, some details like that. There's nothing much I really want to change up on him, but afterwards I'm going to have to very delicately and very carefully place wax on this. Every part of him will have wax on him. Now the wax is so that when I dip it, I'm going to be dipping this into a green glaze, which is different than this underglaze. This is a clay-based paint. It's very safe. It can touch it. Look, nothing bad going to happen. But glaze is silica-based, and so it could run a bit. It could do a lot. But anyway, the wax will make sure that glaze doesn't stick or go over top of him. But I don't want to splotch all over the place because then my glaze won't stick there either. So I have to very delicately place it around on him, and that's going to take a long time. That's of course after he goes through a bisque firing. So this, if it comes out how I would like it to, would be my most expensive piece I've ever made, I would imagine. But yeah, that's the China series going on right now. I really enjoy doing it. I find it lets me play. It lets me play a lot more than realistic. It lets me play a lot more than plants or animals. There's more movement. Even in their art, there's such movement. Like when I paint a fish or something, it's very stagnant. For me, I'm not, the best painter in the world. It's very stagnant. It's almost just, two-dimensional. Well, with these other guys, I can get a bit more of a 3D sort of feel to it.
That this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut trees, wishing well, I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. Leute, die mich skalen, aber nicht voll klar. Ich weiß, grüne Augen lügen.
Cobalt.
that liquid he consumes makes him speak the truth. And I said no, it's not that at all. It's that bottle of lies for a troubled heart, standing on the edge of a mountain top, screaming anything he wants. Like, look at me, 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 look at me. Because I exist, I exist, I exist, I exist, I exist, I exist. I remember the way you shook. It's a shame that we're not soulmates.